This episode, SEFF 2025, a recap. Well, once again, the Southeastern Electric Flight Festival, SEFF, occurred at Hodges Field in Andersonville, Georgia. Larry, yours truly, had the honor of emceeing the event, and John is kicking himself for not attending. Here is our recap. Welcome to the Handyman Pros radio show, home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros. Thanks for listening to another edition of the Handyman Pros radio show, where our goal is to help save you time, money, and aggravation on your home maintenance and repair, and in this case, show you some really cool stuff in the RC world. To help me explain, I'm here with my ever faithful old buddy, Johnny. Johnny, what's going on? You missed a good one, brother.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I wish I was there, I just, man, I tell you, you get hooked on these things. You just love going to them. And once you, we're going to talk about this a little bit. The camaraderie, the type of people that are there, it's just everybody's got something in common, and it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
It's a very cool event. I kind of dub it the Woodstock of the RC events because everybody's willing to lend a hand, and everybody kind of sets up in I'm going to say camps. They're not really camps, but they're just kind of groupings of people that know each other, and you can go camp to camp, as it were, and everybody welcomes you in. There's food, there's drink, there's advice, there's
music.
Music. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Let me ask you this. How many total people were there, do you think?
There were 222 registered pilots, so I would say there was probably about 350 people there in total. Because a lot of people bring their wives and kids.
I was going to say it's got to be at least double that.
Yep. And it might be double that. It's kind of hard to say. We don't actually try to get a complete number, and I say we because I do work on the staff.
Yeah, so I was going to say this is probably about 500 people. If you got 200 and something people that are actively going to be pilots, you got at least another, person or two with them.
Yeah, there's usually a couple. Yeah,
because it really is kind of a vacation type of thing too.
Oh, well, so it's a week long, and we were there for more than 10 days because I helped to do a lot of the setup and the breakdown. And because it takes some time to put this thing together. We put a sound system out. We put a radio station up so people can hear us, because you can't hear us at the full ends of the field. Hodges Field is a full scale airstrip. And so we fly out over an actual airfield. It's grass strip, but still it's a full scale airfield. And in fact, I think we had 6 full scale airplanes come in this year. We had one flyby that was amazing. He was, cutting grass with the prop. It was really cool.
Yeah. Don't give away the end number.
There's no video. All right. I didn't find any video of it. It just was a great event. It's full of people that are in the trades, and it's really represents people from all walks of life, but a lot of trades guys. It's kind of funny. For once I felt like I wasn't the go-to guy to fix everything, which was really kind of a unique situation for me. Most of the time when I go to places, they're like, "Hey, can you fix this?" And the answer is always 90% of the time is yes. I hardly got asked that at all. It's more, I think the biggest thing they were asking me this time was, because I had my truck there, was, do you have a tool? Do you have a this?
Blank? Yeah, fill in the blank. Yeah,
fill in the blank. Right. And the answer is yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. So I was kind of the tool guy, but that's okay. It was great. Some of the things when you go to this event is some of this. We're going to show you some video. I shot some videos there, some interviews and stuff. And I didn't shoot a lot of pictures, but there's a tremendous number of pictures that were shot. You can go on to Facebook and go to Southeastern Electric Flight Festival on Facebook. It's a group. It's a public group. You can look at videos and pictures, and you really get the tone and timbre for the event. Things don't stop after dark. In fact, sometimes they almost ramp up. One of the things, and we don't show much of it in our pictures that I have here, but these guys largely are masters of the use of LED lights, and they light these planes up. And I kid you not, we shot for an unofficial world record of night flyers. There must have been more than 100 airplanes in the air lit at night. It was the most beautiful thing. And planes just zipping all over the place and all these different light schemes. I mean, they really are that programming. They've got the whole shooting match. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool. It's just an incredible thing that you don't see it every day. You know, you just don't see it. And some of the photography is tremendous. I mean, there's just these guys all specialize in all these little individual things.
Yeah,
You know,
and
like
not to
some
get,
guys.
and we're not going to put on a class here on the technologies on some of this stuff, but boy,
Right.
the changing in technology in this area is just incredible.
Oh yeah.
Over the last 10 years, it's just been, man, leaps and bounds, man, ahead of where it's been.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just incredible. Do want to put the dates out for next year. If you happen to be in Andersonville, Georgia, it is April 20th through the 25th of 2026. Come down and take a look at this stuff. It's really something. Johnny, do we want to play that video? Let's play that video
Yeah,
if we
so we've
can.
got a video here, and I'll bring up the monitor here, and
So our
go
welcome
ahead.
sign. Yeah, it's our welcome sign. Welcome to SEFF 2025. Well, SEFF any year, actually.
Yeah, and you can really see how big that place is, though. I mean, it's massive.
There's a good, there's
Claire from the
67
Handyman
camper spots.
Pros radio show. I'm here with Chris DeGraff. Chris is a unique builder. We're at the SEFF Flight Festival, and Chris has
Very
built
relaxed,
this
by the way.
rather large B-52. And Chris, what have you made this airplane out of?
Quarter-inch fan-fold insulation foam.
So, folks, for those of you who don't know what that is, that's the pink foam that you get at
Home Depot.
Home Depot, Lowe's, all the great things.
They don't. The stuff they sell at Lowe's is worthless.
Is worth it. That's the green foam.
It's the green foam, and it like shatters. It's awful.
So we brought this to you because we really, the workmanship here is amazing, and we just wanted to make sure that y'all can understand that we can build airplanes out of things that we get at Home Depot. Did you buy anything else on this airplane that came from a home improvement store?
I would say 90% of the sandpaper, my bending fixtures, it's all made out of PVC. I use almost exclusively Home Depot, Lowe's, like basic construction materials. The only thing that isn't that is the electronics and the 3D printed parts.
Yeah, right. Understood.
Everything else is just stuff I get at the hardware store.
Yep. Stuff you get at the hardware. So, folks, if you're interested in RC, Chris, do you have a website or do you have a YouTube channel?
KFC 77454 on YouTube.
On YouTube. And you did some build videos on this plane?
Not on this one, but I've got some build videos on there.
So, take a look at Chris's stuff. He's an outstanding builder, a tremendous craftsman. And he and I are collaborating. We might do something. I don't know if we'll be able to get video of it, but we've got a little X-15 we're going to drop off this bad boy. So if you're an airplane person, you know what that is. If you're not, well, Google it, and you'll find out.
Yeah,
Google it. That's it. All right. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
No problem.
No, that's really something.
So pause it right there for a minute, Johnny. So I just have to give you the description on Chris's plane. It's a 9-foot wingspan. That second picture showed my X-15 up under that wing, which is tiny. And yeah, it's just something else. And he built it all out of quarter-inch fan-fold foam, which he bought at Home Depot. He's got a lot of time invested into making it, but it ended up turning out great. It really was amazing. So click to the next thing.
It is, you know, I'll just add that it is incredible the way these guys, you know, everything that he's got in this, you know, he's got from Home Depot. It's just, you know, incredible. You know, because I used to build those planes out of, you know, the pink fan fold stuff, and I couldn't find that for a while.
It had disappeared
back
for a while, but they've brought it back.
Yeah,
they brought it back.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's quite it's incredible. And folks, by the way, you can go look up how some of this stuff is constructed. You know, just using that foam and what these guys are doing with it. But
yeah, it's truly incredible. I mean, it really is. It's just amazing stuff. So we wanted to show some pictures just of some of the scale work that people do. Scale is making it look like the real thing. This is particularly a B-17 that's built by George. George, we know who you are. We love you, baby. He's an incredible scale builder. And he does a tremendous amount of detail work. And so he makes these planes look like they were when they were flying in combat in
Yeah.
World War II. And so he's done, and we're going to click through a couple more pictures of some of George's planes. I think there's a picture there of, yeah, that's the same B-17. He's got a P-40 in the front. He's got that A-1D, which is called a SPAD. It flew in Vietnam. It's a really, he just look at the exhaust scaling down the side and things like that. It's just really, really incredible work that he does. He's really into it. Everybody kind of has their own little things that they get into. And so he likes.
And I'll also add that, do you know what most of everything, folks, that you're seeing is all electric.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I think we
almost all of it.
Here.
Almost all of this is electric, meaning that from like I was mentioning earlier, that the technology has really changed. But the
Right.
batteries, these are lithium polymer batteries that they're using. They're a little different than what you got in your cell phones and things like that, because they're a little bit more
energy dense.
Yeah, they need to be cared for a little bit differently. But do you know what motor he's got in this thing?
He had in that one, I want to say like a 50-60 type motor, which is a pretty good size motor. Just to give perspective, if you're not an airplane person or an RC person, this motor that he has in here produces just under 2 horsepower. That airplane probably is about a 70-inch wingspan aircraft. It probably weighs around 5 pounds, but the amount of power that we're generating out of these batteries and engines is really, really big. I mean, they are, but in the same sense, the engines are quite small, comparatively small. This isn't a 2 horsepower gasoline engine, that takes up basically the size of a motorcycle engine. This is something you can put in your hand. It's that kind of thing.
That's incredible. Kind of going back to the handyman thing. That's why you've got such powerful tools.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And all of these are brushless motors too, by the way. Sorry for my friend in the background there. She's my co-pilot today. This is an electric ducted fan jet. And so I put this picture in here mostly to show a jet, but also to show some of the flying skills. So that plane is, I'm going to say it's about 5 feet long. He's probably a foot and a half off the ground, maybe.
It looks that way.
And I was going to say that one's pretty zippy. It's probably doing around 100 miles an hour. So the point of that picture is they get low.
Yeah. And then they get real low, like head first. So
that's a different issue. But this technology, just to give you an idea, is basically a giant. And here's another one. This happens to be a MiG-29. These use, I hate to say this, guys, you're going to kill me when I say this, but these are like a big hair dryer. Now there's a greater amount of engineering on it. To give you a more precise definition, it's very much like a Ryobi, one of the bigger Ryobi fans, electric fans.
Yeah, it's like a leaf blower.
Yeah, it's called a ducted fan, and there's a tremendous amount of, they actually use aeronautical principles with these. There's venturis and things that make these things work at a much higher efficient rate than just a traditional fan. But that's what you're looking at here. And they look like jets, and they whine a bit like a jet. They sound like a jet. To a degree, it sounds like a lot of air through a really high powered leaf blower, but it still has kind of a whine that sounds like a jet. And again, it's just
there's actually a video out there, guys, that these guys put these big wings on a leaf blower and made it fly.
So, again, this is that creativity. It's like, hey, this is Johnny and I sitting around with nothing to do, going, hey, Johnny, you think we can make the leaf blower fly?
Right. That's exactly it. Now, what was there's probably been some really fast stuff there too, right?
This year, not quite so much as in the past. Nobody had a true pylon racer. And so when we talk about a pylon racer, we race these planes on occasion. And last year, there was a guy who was well in excess of 200 miles an hour. This year, probably the fastest one I saw was probably touching on about 175. And that's actual speed, 175 miles an hour. There was a guy that had I should have grabbed some pictures of it, but he had a P-51 that was decked out there's a modern air racer called Voodoo. It's a P-51D that's been trimmed down, and you can look it up on Google. But he had this model of Voodoo, and he just had it wrung out. I mean, it was just perfect. Everything about it. He was fast. His rolls were super tight. It was really amazing. He did a great job. I was really impressed. He was a great pilot with it. So anyway, what's our next picture?
Hey,
There,
it's
John?
Larry
This
from the
is
Handyman.
go ahead and why don't you?
Yeah, so this is so what we're going to show you here is a video of a it's actually a friend of John's and mine, but that's irrelevant. His name is Pedro Sanchez, and he is truly a master
Mhm.
builder. Now, this is one of the only planes that is not an electric plane. It is truly a jet powered turbine aircraft. It runs on kerosene, jet fuel, Jet A. I actually asked him, John. I said, "Are you running Jet A?" He said, "Absolutely." So it's jet fuel. This particular one, it's such a beautiful piece. That's why we let him fly this event, and he flies it superbly. We don't have any video. You can go on again. You can go on Facebook and on YouTube, and there's plenty of video of him flying this aircraft. But I wanted to ask him because we know he's in the trades, so I went down a
Yeah.
different road with him. So show that
Let's
video.
go ahead with the interview.
Handyman Pros
Yep.
radio show. I'm here with Pedro Sanchez. I've got Pedro here because Pedro is a contractor by trade. Pedro, what do you do in the trades?
Interior trim.
He's an interior trim guy. He's done pretty good for himself. Actually, he's done very, very well. Pays the bills, done well. But Pedro is a master builder. So this is a little plane that he built. This is an A-10 Warthog. It is truly a turbine-powered plane, full jets. Go ahead and give us the description, my friend.
Well, this is a 1/5 scale marble kit. It comes from Germany. It's got two P140 engines, and it's got the nice fans in there too. It's got spectrum guidance all the way through around. Dry, it might weigh around 55 pounds, somewhere in there.
55 pounds.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you like building?
Wow, why do I like building? I don't know, I just like to do stuff with my hands.
See?
I like to create things with my hands. When you build an airplane and you get it to where it flies and you get to enjoy that experience, it's almost undescribable. It's really nice. Versus when you go and buy something already done, it's not the same appreciation for something like that.
We appreciate everything you do. We are a bunch of builders. We are a bunch of guys that do the same thing. And that's why I wanted to interview you, folks. This is what we can do. This plane can be built by guys like us. A bunch of handymen, a bunch of trades guys. It's all good. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. So
Yeah,
with
let me just comment. Let me make a quick comment on that A10 right there. I mean, Pedro, how did you ask him how long it took him to build that?
I knew how long it took him. It took him a little over a year to put that all together. Obviously with true turbine engines and things like that, it's a little more complex than some of the other planes to put together. Like Chris's plane, the B-52, he put that together in about 5 weeks of really intensive work, where he was
Yeah.
dedicated to get the plane done for the show. But probably Pedro took more than a year. It's a bit of a
So
radically different
Pedro's
thing.
plane there. When he does these builds, they look like they're, you wouldn't want to fly them, to me, because it's like a museum piece.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Pedro knows how to fly. I mean, he knows how to fly, and it's great. But I'm like, oh man, because I'm sure that he's got a few dollars in that plane.
He's got a lot of dollars in it. I think the bigger thing he's got is a tremendous amount of time.
Yeah.
But as you know, John, if you're flying, you're also crashing. It's just a part of the
Yeah.
gig. Now
Yeah.
Pedro, I don't think he's had any major crashes on any of his big planes. He builds a lot of bigger planes like that, and I don't think he's had too many crashes with that. Now on his smaller stuff, as much as he says he does fly a lot of planes out of the box, and he does fly those like they belong to you, John. Yes, like he stole them. So he tends to
Yeah.
be a little more aggressive in his flying style with the ones that he can easily replace. Whereas the ones that like even that A-10, the day he flew it, he's like, I'm not sure. It's a little windy,
Oh,
blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. And
yeah, I mean, listen. How much are those? Just he's got two turbine engines on that thing. How much are those turbine engines?
they're in the $5,000 range each.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah. Woof.
and folks, those are real jet engines.
Yeah,
I mean, I kid you not, they are real jet
yeah.
engines. They
That's
burn
real.
it,
That's real stuff. So
4 or 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. I
yeah.
mean, it's not. It's anyway. We can go into that later.
Yeah, I'll stay out of the weeds, but the appreciation there it is like a museum piece. It's incredible that these guys what they do, and here we've got one of your buddies has got this is this a Bronco?
This is an OV-10 Bronco, and it's again, just kind of to show the size. Not everybody builds great big planes, right? So the B-17 that you saw had about probably a 60-inch wingspan. This is more like 120. This is much, much bigger. And that X-15 that I flew has a 14-inch wingspan, so there's all kinds of different sizes and all different levels of build that go on here. We just show you some of the bigger ones because they're quite spectacular. I'm going to tell you, this plane was beautiful. It's just a beautiful piece of artwork. And again, it's almost artwork, but he flies it really well, and it's a twin engine and it's just really, really nice. So keep flipping us through here, John. There we go. So I also wanted to show you that this is another friend of mine. This is Ian's. Ian has this. This is a plane that looks very much like a C-130. I forget. It actually is a scale representation. I can't remember which one it is anyway. But if you look in the picture, he's dropping stuff out of the back. And so one of the great creativity things that people come up with are bomb drops. And in this case, he's dropping streamers out the back of this what's a cargo plane. He drops the ramp down just like the real thing. It's all done with servos on the radio. Out go the stuff. He goes out and picks it up later. Again, it's just kind of fun. It's just sort of fun things to do and just run that. Yeah. And so here, this is a picture of what they call, this is a discipline that guys do. It's called 3D aerobatics. Oops, back that one up just a minute, John. And it's called 3D aerobatics. And these guys come in and they literally do things you couldn't do in a real airplane. They hang it on the prop. That plane is actually almost standing still in a vertical position, and it's probably 5 to 10 feet out in front of the pilot, and he's just holding it there on the prop. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of discipline, but I just wanted to show it to you because it's just kind of some of the things that go on. Again, you can see a lot of this footage is available on the Southeastern Electric Flight Festival page on Facebook. You'll see tons and tons and tons of it. So the next picture that we had was some pictures of helicopters. So guys do helicopters as well. And these are just beautiful scale representations of what the full scale helicopters are like. And we actually put up a picture of, we've got another video coming up. This is Benjamin, and Benjamin loves to build these beautiful scale helicopters. But you'll see in the next, we're going to shoot this video and we'll talk about it.
Folks, this is really some hard stuff to fly.
Yes. It's very hard to fly.
Just not to get into the weeds on it, but there is a lot of stuff going on here. And these helicopters are just like a real helicopter. They're complex.
Very complex. Lots of parts. You really don't want them to you really don't want an inadvertent landing, aka you don't want to crash.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. So it's an appreciation thing going on.
So it's Larry from the Handyman Pros radio show. I'm here with Benjamin. I wanted to show you a couple of things that Benjamin's doing. So number one, Benjamin loves helicopters, folks, and this is a couple of his examples. But he's got these beautiful helicopters. But one thing that I think Benjamin has done outstandingly well is his trailer. So, Mr. Benjamin, would you give us a description and a quick tour of your trailer?
Yeah, it's a 26-foot load runner converted car hauler. We snatched all the wood out of it, insulated, put a split unit in the front. Let me show you that.
Show me the front. Yep.
Look at that thing.
Oh, it's amazing, John.
Oh my God.
Put a split unit in the front here. Which he cut out a path he put out a piece for me to do a sliding generator.
And that's a nice big one.
Also have extra storage space. Extra storage space for tables. couple of batteries in parallel up here. What else do we do?
It's all good. Let's take a look inside.
Regular Home Depot shelving we put up. We snatched all the wood out. We put aluminum on the walls and the ceiling. Have a second unit, air conditioner up here.
Television
Television, yeah, that television with surround sound.
with surround sound.
With surround sound.
Full Home Depot shelving, as you can see. I know it's not the greatest video, but we're going to do it. What'd you do for the floor?
This is just the rubber matting. We just put that down, a little rubber matting down. I got a little portable refrigerator here, right here, my bodega.
Yep.
And we got to excuse the mess because we're traveling, so.
And we're a heli builder.
And we're a heli builder.
Outstanding. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
So one thing that I didn't show, because he was actually traveling, that literally he was doing a noon demo and then packing up right after he flew. He has that trailer lit with LED lights, and it just is gorgeous. I mean, when he lights that trailer up, you can see everything in there. So it's really an amazing piece of that trailer. It was so cool. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
Yeah. There's just, do you know what he does?
I didn't ask. No, I did not ask.
I mean, the amount of work that these folks do on their trailers and campers and everything else for these events is just unbelievable.
Oh, it really is.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it really is.
It
Like I
puts
said,
me to shame. I'm like, how do you find the time on
It's the time
and the
It is
resources to put all this stuff together? Because
Yeah,
I will
they're
tell
just-
you that there is some major campers that come in there as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember the last time I was there. I mean, it's the full pusher buses and the whole bit.
It's represented. You name it. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's a no nonsense thing, some of the, but you'll find it, hey, I slept in a horse trailer. That
Well,
one
John, there
time
was
I was
another guy
there,
in a
with the
horse-
tarp
there was
over the
another-
top of an open horse trailer,
There was another guy there this year in a horse trailer, so you're not alone.
Oh, okay.
You-
So maybe
I'm just
that's a
telling
fad now. So there's everything from putting a tent up somewhere to a horse trailer with a tarp over the top of it to $1 million rigs rolling around.
Absolutely. It's really something else. John, do you have any other questions about just, I mean, again, this is a very general overview, but I guess our points is that this is just it's a great hobby. Number one, if you like aviation, if you like aviation, I'm an aviation history guy, so I love watching what these guys do, especially on the scale side. I love flying. You heard in some of those videos that high pitched whine that you hear in the background. There's a whole series of flying wings that are flown at SEFF. I mean, hundreds of them.
I'll just add that, from a handyman perspective, I mean, this just fits right in with all the talent and everything that everybody, that listens to the show has, or is gaining. It's just really great. The creativity, the craftsmanship, the whole bit, the camaraderie,
the number of
I miss
Ryobi tools I saw, the number of Ryobi tools, like heat guns and soldering irons
everybody's
and
it's crazy.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool, folks. And so we kind of took a little diversion this week on the handyman specifically, but this kind of falls in that category, handyman fun. So
Absolutely. And John, I've got one thing to say. I'm not the only guy riding around with an alien. There at SEFF. There was an alien.
Yeah, well, there's a
standing out in front.
Yeah,
and I said, do you
there's
look at it or you take it apart? And they said,
I'm surprised there wasn't a still that was they brought with them. And there's a lot of things going on there, but it's a blast, folks. Catch it next year. Next year. Go on YouTube and go look for some of these other, the the other videos on their websites and stuff. It's really cool.
They're all out there. All right. With that, we want to thank you for listening. Johnny, take us home.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching this. Have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time on the Handyman Pros radio show.